So good day. Finally, we're here today. We set up the speakers. This journey started 3 years or 4 years ago.
3 years ago, yeah.
3 years ago, we just talked about designing and developing this speaker, customized speaker for the studio. And I received them in December 2022. And now I have the honor that Hopeton Scientist Brown is here in the studio. He's here to adjust and get the things done in a correct way, in a professional way. So
Yeah, before when these amplifiers were shipped to him, it was shipped to him with the US standard of voltage, which was 115 to 120 volts, and today we converted it so it can take the full UK European 230 volts. So we did that conversion. We did a bunch of tweaks, and we very satisfied with the results.
yeah. Additionally, we did set up the individual speakers, like the woofer, the mids, and the tweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just jacking some sound of all the scientists' recordings, and it was just blowing us away. Even Hopeton was saying, "Oh, now I have the opportunity to see some of my little mistakes I already have in some of these tunes."
Yeah, because here's what people might ask: why develop the speaker? That here's what I've been finding. In all the Hollywood studios, they have to put in additional subwoofer, and they haven't even getting a portion of the bass we're getting here. Um, and they only limit it to like 1,000 watts max. We have over 2,500 watts capacity with each speakers, and it makes it that when you put in the drum and bass, good for hip hop, bass heavy music, and all music. So you find now that I listen back some of the mixes that I did on the Hollywood speakers, you find that the speakers limit you because the speakers start to say no more, no more, please. And so you intend to pull back. With these say that's the hardest punch you can throw. Please throw more to me. So is why I developed these like this. So we see it. It's been around. We've been at it before COVID, and now I delivered on my promise. I came to Germany here, and I tweaked it and improved what needed to be done.
Yeah, and we should mention the name. I think it's the Scientist Supersonic Dub, or is it Dub
Supersonic
monitor speaker system and amplifier set. Yeah, even the amplifier, they are such specific. Like you can adjust the subwoofers, the woofers separately, the mids and the tweets.
Yeah.
Tweeter with EQ, volume, and delay. So
Yeah. One more thing I'd like to mention, like for example, most of the students, right, that you're going to, they're only going to have one high frequency driver. With this is two high frequency drivers, so you're not putting everything on one driver. It's one driver is not carrying all the load. So we have four drivers, we have four mid, and we have four bass. So it's evenly. So you don't have one. Most of the places only have one mid. So you're doing the same thing. You're putting all the pressure on one mid. And most of them here, they have two sub. But by that time, it starts to mismatch. So you start to have more subs than mid and high. So that's why I designed these like this, that everything evens out. And it shows up, it delivers what it's supposed to deliver. So
yeah.
I'm glad I did it myself.
even to mention, all the speakers are custom made. It's
Yes.
just not go in a shop and get the speakers.
No,
They're
no, custom.
they're
Yeah. I give them specs based on what we see happening with the fault data for when you have to send the speakers to the repair shop.
they're
We see why they're breaking down. So what I did, I have these set of speakers developed to overcome these issues.
Yeah, and even in the amplifier, Hopton developed and designed them. He knows every part on this amplifier, just the condensator and which part is
Yeah.
used for what.
Yes. So that's part of. But again, I've been doing this from I've been 16 now,
Yeah,
and I'm still learning. Electronics is something that you can never ever finish learning.
yeah,
Yeah, it's very complex, and when you think you learn everything, there's always something else
yeah,
that's going to come up.
yeah,
Like for example, first time, right? Um, you'd have to have a separate crossover external to drive it now because of the DSP technology. You find we can build all of that, and with the DSP technology, you need an input and an output, and then is whatever C code that you upload into the chip determine if it's an equalizer,
yeah.
a filter, or whatever you want to do.
And tell me about the crap what is going on outside. They're saying, oh, this transformation from analog to digital, digital to analog. You said to me this is even not a problem. You in
It's
the
a
signal
foolish.
chain.
It's just people who don't know what they're talking about,
Mhm.
just repeating what the next person says. No, analog is better. Analog is better. No, 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 no. Analog is better. And vinyl sounds better. No, vinyl doesn't sound better than digital. Because by the time you go to vinyl and you master and finally reach to vinyl, it's like 4 generations down.
Yeah,
So is why I don't endorse vinyl anymore. It's good for artwork, and some people just like to have it for whatever reason, which they're entitled to do that. But for me, I rather have everything on one thumb drive. I can put it in my pocket and walk away.
so even if you mention that DSP inside of the amplifier, that opportunity that you have from this DSP is infinity. It's
Yeah, with DSP technologies, Infinity, and that's what they put in all
yeah,
digital console. Is if you find first time, right? NEF preamp versus API preamp. And if you need a noise gate, is one electronics.
yeah,
And if you need a compressor, is a different electronics. And for each stage that you need, a send, a EQ is a different circuit.
yeah,
But with the DSP, is the input output, and then you have some volume controls or switches that is used to accomplish the same thing. Like again, they even put them inside Teslas
yeah,
and some of these cars. Instead of having all these switch and knobs, they make it that is touch screen now, where you touch a screen if you want to adjust your ear. And then the microprocessor know what to do with it, and then
yeah,
it can store the information.
yeah,
Like driver one might have a different rear view or lightness that they want. No, they can store that, and that's the beauty with digital versus analog.
yeah. So, and tell me something about the design process of the cabinets. So you did the measurements of this speaker and gave it to the carpenter, who's
Yeah,
doing that
yeah.
in a
Yeah, well, again, there's a difference between a carpenter and a cabinet maker.
yeah,
Carpenter is if like you're doing construction, you just want to cut some wood and put up some beams and all of that that they're going to get teared down. That
yeah,
is more carpentry, but cabinet making,
yeah,
right, is that different because they're custom made by a cabinet maker, and is why we end up with the finish that we finish. A carpenter, yeah, he probably would cut it out, but wouldn't look. One might be a little bit smaller, bigger than the next one. So yes, I sent out everything to get it fabricated. So along also A lot of people want to underestimate, right? Like a Midas, but it's a very powerful console, right? With a Midas and the correct speakers, it's a very powerful console, right? That and I know a lot of people going to say, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I can use a Midas and give any analog SSLR new a run for the money, because just about now the capacitors in all of them is about at the end of its life cycle. You find with even inside this Midas, because everything inside is DSP and
Yeah.
the digital technology, you can have all of this in just this size versus a big SSL with all these knobs and faders.
Yeah.
It just kill you with the electricity, the amount of power that the electricity that is
Yeah.
going to require. One of those SSLR analog console going to require
Yeah.
to keep them running. It's harder than electric bill.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of digital, even though I come from the analog age, and a lot of people find it hard to stomach when I say that. Well, it's everybody's opinion. We have to learn
Yeah.
to agree to disagree. It doesn't mean that you go hate me or I hate you. Say, if you like analog, keep riding the dinosaur. I rode the dinosaur many times. I'm
Yeah.
finished with that dinosaur.
So you really enjoy this combination of the Midas with all this digital technology and the amplifier with the DSP technology. You have the full power and the full flexibility
Yeah, plus you
on.
can store your settings.
Yeah.
If you don't like, you can store it. You can tweak different things, and then you can um, switch between different settings and see which one you like.
So you're using a lot of times the Midas console. So you take your settings with you if you go to different places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's one of the beauty with digital. I can, if I have a setting or presets that I like,
Mm-hmm.
I can store it on a thumb drive,
Yeah.
and then wherever I go, it take me 2 seconds to load back my settings,
Yeah.
and I'm back to
And then you have your channels set up,
yeah,
like you like you prefer the order, and just set it up for grouping and all the stuff.
everything set up. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But even said with these Midas, the way I use it, we shall hope to do a demonstration and show you. I had was to hack the hell out of it to accomplish it, and Midas could learn a few tricks from dub reggae.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could really learn that. And make no mistake, you know. I know a lot of people probably have this hard to swallow, but the high fidelity that we enjoy in music with the big bass and the hi-hat and what we come accustomed it was developed by me and King Tubby in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right? That high fidelity, how to record drum, get the proper drum sound, is something that was created in Jamaica, and then the rest of the world tried to emulate it. Some people come close, some people get it, and this is why when you give any of these other engineers reggae to deal with, it show up their weaknesses.
Yeah. Now, if we move to the discussion about using near field speakers and like this full range supersonic dub supersonic studio monitors, what is your opinion about why don't you use this one?
You want to go for one of them?
Huh?
Go, bring one of the speakers here, the near field.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring up one.
Just give me a second. Oh, I switched on. You can take it in the plane with you
Yeah.
back to Los Angeles.
The question is, as a question again. So the question is, right, why I don't use a near field.
Yeah.
Right. So the industry garbage is, if you hear it in these speakers, wherever else it will play good. It might have some truth to it, but it's limited. Because here's the first thing. This is what? A 50 watt amplifier. So, if so much, what's the output power in this? 25, 50 watts. This is not 100 watts. Now, everybody would agree, right? The wider the speaker diameter is like an 18-inch versus what is a 5-inch,
Yeah.
right? The 18-inch is going to play more bass, right? So, with these, instead of this going to allow you to dilute the bass because the speaker can't handle it, it's going to start to rattle
Yeah.
real quick. So, for you not to blow your speaker, you're going to start dilute the bass to fit the speaker, right? So that's the first thing. Then by the time you sum up the bass, the drum, the guitar, everything, and try to send it down at 25, 50 watt amplifier, then you start to clip the amplifier real early. Well, again, in the real world, people not playing these in their house. They're playing the car stereos have more power than this.
Yeah.
So how you gonna accurately judge how something sound by
This,
just
yeah.
this? It has its purpose, yes. If you're doing vocals and be able to control the amount of noise transfer from the studio into where your microphone is, yes, I would use these for when I'm doing vocals. But I mixed over 50,000 records and I have never, ever mixed one of them in these small monitors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you say it's a combination of the amplified power and the size of the speaker.
Yeah,
for the
you have to be able to be able to judge because that's what people playing on in the street. All right, so that's a drawback. And then this tweeter here, what is probably 10 watts?
yeah. No chance, huh?
No chance versus 4 of those.
Yeah.
You know, at over 500 watts each. That is 500, 1,000, 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really can't see where the comparison going.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Toys.
good for people who have home studios and they're doing voiceover and so forth. It's good for that. But as far as mixing, not I rather not use them.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing though, it stirred the bill. What's this? What type of
I think
material
it's
is this?
some plastic, huh?
Heavy plastic,
Yeah.
almost like a metal feel. They build it sturdy and it punching some weight. We won't talk about who make this.
So give it to me, I'll put it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So we're happy to finish these 2 days full of challenges.
We started from before COVID, and
Yeah.
because of COVID, we had some delay.
Yeah.
And I had promised to come here, but because of circumstances, I was not able to come. So now I come, convert the amplifier to use 230 volts, and it's been running, and now we're happy with it.
So we're set up and just like a showroom for Europe. Everyone is invited to come and make his own opinion about the system. And
Yeah, I already know what the haters going to say because a bunch of them start talking the verbal crap already. So, but yeah, we have to learn to agree to disagree.
all right. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. So
Hope then.
we did it.